Which MBTI personality type is most likely to cheat? Understanding the Jungian cognitive functions, it's easy to see which is the MBTI most likely to cheat. So let's just get into it from least likely to most likely. This is specifically in regard to the context of an exclusive romantic relationship. As a disclaimer, these are just my thoughts from observations through my early 20s with all different personality types and how I observe people to treat their long-term relationships. No person is solely defined by their personality type, and people may deviate from their character in different seasons of their life, particularly under circumstances of extreme stress. I'll try to explain my reasonings through the foundational framework of cognitive functions for each type to explore whether or not a particular personality type would cheat. An ISFJ would win the spot as the least likely of all personality types to cheat. As part of the Alpha Quadra, ISFJs demonstrate strong familial and traditional values. They are committed individuals who prioritize a sense of duty because of their lead introverted sensing function. Combined with their auxiliary extroverted feeling, ISFJs would utterly wish to remain maintaining harmony, especially in their closest relationships. Second would be similar to why an ISFJ would probably not cheat. An ISTJ, also leading with introverted sensing, would also be unlikely to cheat. They enjoy knowing what to expect and crave stability over novelty. Additionally, as introverts, they desire less stimulation and are less likely to go out of their way to build new relationships that require more energy expenditure. Introverts like to reserve their energetic capabilities for themselves and for investing in what they already have. Third would be the ESTJ. ESTJs are dutiful and hate to feel like they're not following the rules of society. They would not want to cheat simply because they judge others harshly for breaking societal expectations, so they would like to abide by the same standards themselves. Cognitively, their supportive second function is introverted sensing. Fourth are INTPs. INTPs are smart and would do a thorough risk-benefit analysis and would make them not want to cheat. They would rather break up with someone that they don't want to be with than hurt anyone. They lead with introverted thinking, which makes them very rational and sensible individuals who are not the type to act on impulse. They like to fully logically think through their decisions. Additionally, they have that introverted sensing as their third function. This makes them enjoy comfort and prefer a long-term stable connection. Fifth would be the INFP. INFPs simply would not have the energy or desire to go out of their way to cheat. With their lead introverted feeling, they would not want to go against their own values and morals to make unethical decisions. Like the INTP above, they also have introverted sensing as their third function. Additionally, INFPs maybe crave the most alone time of all introverts. They value it so much that in a long-term committed relationship, they would desire more alone time rather than another connection. Six would be the ENFJ. ENFJs are extroverts, but they don't have it in them to intentionally do someone wrong, at least when they're in a clear-minded state. An ENFJ will be loyal to their loved ones until the end of any relationship. But I do know some exceptions of ENFJs who have cheated, to be fair, but I think in their best state of mind they wouldn't. Seventh would be the ENFP. Similar to the INFP, the ENFP's introverted counterpart, ENFPs exhibit a very strong sense of personal values that they absolutely hate going against. They wouldn't want to do it, and they would much rather end a relationship than cheat. Eighth would be the ISTP. ISTPs are humans that prefer to function on pure logic because of their dominant introverted thinking. However, they do have auxiliary extroverted sensing, and this could be a type to act on impulsivity and sensation seeking. The likelihood of an ISTP cheating entirely depends on the person's preference for cognitive functions. Both are personal strengths, so it could really come down to a battle between their mind and their flesh. Ninth would be the INFJ. INFJs would never want to cheat. As idealists, they crave true, everlasting love. However, they have this inferior fourth function of extroverted sensing, and the fourth function in times of stress can lead to a grip on a type, and the SE grip, personally, I think it's the most dangerous of all. You could check out my video on the dark side of an INFJ. I'll link it above and below. However, in conclusion, typical INFJs are not likely to cheat, but a very lost INFJ honestly might. 10th would be the ESFJ. As part of the Alpha Quadra, I would think that ESFJs are not likely to cheat. However, I just knew so many, like so many who have. So this type wins a spot in the middle of this list, maybe one that needs to be wary of their endless desire for human connection with their lead extroverted feeling, that needs to be controlled with their lesser desire for rationality, that inferior introverted thinking. They are super kind individuals, but maybe sometimes they lose sight of logic. 11th would be an ISFP. ISFPs would not desire to cheat, but they might. ISFPs, they're idealistic with love, but they, like the ISTP, have the extroverted sensing as their second auxiliary function, and that can make them sometimes very impulsive. More than the ISTP impulsivity, actually, because their lead function is introverted feeling that prioritizes their personal values and feeling good. ISFPs are actually one of the 4 in the Gama quadra, and personally, I have seen that Gamas are the most likely to cheat of all the quadras. They have that extroverted sensing, introverted intuition access, and the introverted feeling, extroverted thinking access. So it's that combination of extroverted sensing with introverted feeling that can be kind of destructive, selfish, and impulsive when in a bad state of mind. Of all the Gamas, the ISFP is probably the least likely, but yeah, they win the 11th spot. The 12th would be ENTPs. Truly, I believe ENTPs will commit to the right person. When they like someone, they are 100% committed individuals. However, some ENTPs I knew, they date people they don't absolutely like. As a result, they just don't treat their relationships with the right respect necessary. An important takeaway for any type and every person is to date people they actually feel attracted to, and to make that a requirement in how their partner feels about, how your partner feels about you. I truly think attraction is so important for the longevity of a relationship. In university, my family psychology professor really emphasized the importance of attraction in dating, relationships, and marriage. To continue about the ENTP, they will be loyal only in relationships that they're in love. If they wander, it's a result of a lack of attraction. 13th would be the INTJ. Honestly, INTJs can be heartless, but they don't mean wrong. It's hard to explain, but their third function of introverted feeling can lead to very selfish decisions, but deep in their heart, they wish they weren't that way. Also, they're susceptible to the SE grip, just like the INFJ, because of that fourth inferior extroverted sensing. And those two, third and fourth functions, are the least controlled of their conscious functions. Contrasting to the incredible ability of INTJs to accomplish their goals and create sustainable, efficient systems due to their first function, introverted intuition, and their second function, extroverted thinking, they just don't have that same level of control or discipline for perhaps their feelings and impulses. So in a bad place, they, can fall into maybe unhealthy decisions such as cheating. Okay, now we've reached the top 3 on the list. So coming in third, I would put ENTJs. ENTJs, they just love admiration. They love being praised by people. They just can't help it. If given the opportunity, they would, although idealistically, they wouldn't want to cheat. But they are attention seekers who feel alive from the attention of others. It fills a sort of void they essentially feel from being so different than most. They're only 1.8% of the population and arguably probably the most rare type. But yeah, they win third on the list. Second would be the ESFP. ESFPs are friends with everyone and their mothers. They're the most social, outgoing, and friendly individuals who just need to experience genuine human connections. In healthy states, they'll give a person the shirt on their back from a truly generous heart. However, in unhealthy moments, they could easily fall into their temptations that crave new experiences and more attention. First is ESTPs. The ESTP takes the place of the most likely personality type to cheat. This might be my limited experience, but every ESTP that I've ever gotten close to and spoken with about relationships has opened up to me about cheating in either their current or past relationships. One male ESTP friend even said, "Girls are like candies, I just want to try them all." And that temptation for novelty is a clear product of their dominant extroverted sensing function. Similar to the ESFP, these personality types are activated by new experiences. They feel most alive from exploration and unfamiliar curiosities. It was hard to choose between the ESFP or ESTP would be the most likely to cheat, but I chose ESTP because of their third function of extroverted feeling, which makes them some of the most charming and flirtatious people. ESTPs can convince you of their exclusive, undying love and loyalty while making someone else feel the exact same the next day. I'm not saying that all ESTPs cheat, but every single one I ever knew throughout high school and college did. Maybe it was just an age thing, who knows? Just my observations. So yeah, this is kind of the whole list, all 16 types in order. You'll notice that the 2 least likely types both lead with introverted sensing, while the 2 most likely types lead with extroverted sensing. This is because those are very opposite functions. Introverted sensing thrives in comfort and knowing what to expect. It functions with a strong connection to the past and memory. Extroverted sensing, on the other hand, thrives in new experiences and choosing in-the-moment decisions. It is characterized by the present moment and vivid spontaneity. These are very general observations that are limited and obviously cannot represent all personality types of such MBTI typology. Nonetheless, I felt it was worthy sharing with those who are curious. In extreme circumstances of stress and unhappiness, I think any type could lose sight of their own integrity and forego their commitments, including those to others and in their intimate relationships. Cheating's an intriguing, for lack of a better word, problem in society. It's way more common than most people care to admit, but as a keeper of secrets of others, I noticed that a majority of the relationships kind of eventually experience these issues. On a last note, if you want to prevent cheating and not fall into the temptations yourself, then you need to check out my Cupid's Poison Arrow video and have your long-term partner and you read that book, because that book will teach you how to understand the hormonal effects at play in an intimate relationship. Anyways, thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope to catch you next time. Have a good one.